So in this video today, I'm going to take you through my September earnings on KDP, show you how many royalties I made, how many units I sold, kind of what my ad performance was, ACOS, etc, etc. And we're going to plot it in this nice little spreadsheet here, and then over every single month, we're going to do exactly the same thing monthly, and you can kind of see how my progress kind of improves hopefully over time, and also see kind of what metrics are driving what. So there's going to be a little bit more in depth to the kind of analysis you will see on Twitter. If you're not already following me on Twitter, I will put my handle on the screen now. You can go over and follow me, where I can't just put my very basic kind of analysis of my earnings, but this video is going to be a bit more detailed, and like I say, going to do one every single month for each of my kind of month's royalties. So going into the first section, we're going to go through the actual income that I made from KDP. So in September, so it's September the 1st to September the 30th, I made £5,315 worth of royalties. I am doing all of this in pounds because obviously I am from England myself. So 5,315 we're going to put in there. And then in terms of the ads, in terms of the UK ads, I spent 1,286 with a 27.64% ACOS. So quite happy with that, in considering my break-even ACOS is about 36%. So I'm definitely profitable on these ads. So 1,286 was my actual UK ad spend. I completely forgot to stick in the units here, so go back to data sprite. We can see from the £5,315 of royalties I received, they all came from 1,905 actual units sold. So if I just put 1,905 in here, you can see I made £2.79 in terms of royalties per unit, which is quite a good royalty. Some books are much higher than that, and some of them are obviously much lower, so that's quite a good average. I'm kind of happy with. So we've got our UK ad spend in there. Now it's time to add in the US ad spend. So US ad spend obviously comes out in dollars, so I'm going to need to convert this myself. So $514, if I just put this in here, 514. Obviously the pound is tanking against the US dollar at the moment, so it's quite interesting to see where the exchange rate is. So 514 US dollars is 452 pounds. I'm just going to stick that in here. £452, which kind of gives me an overall profit for the month of 3,577, which for an outside of Q4 month I'm pretty happy with, and that's kind of my take home after my ad spend. So that's a really good month, and hopefully over the next 3 months during Q4 that's going to increase even more. So the final things I need to calculate now are my ACOS, so I need my UK ad sales and my US ad sales for that. So in terms of my UK ad sales, for those of you who are a bit confused about why the ad sales are different to royalties, this sales number here is the number of the actual sales from your book. So for a £6.99 book, this would come through as £6.99, but the actual royalties I get is only the cut that I actually make from the book. So sales are always the actual original price someone paid for it on Amazon, whereas royalties is the amount that I got, so that's basically my cut. So that's why sales always is much higher than royalties. So for my sales, I got 4,655 in the UK, and in the US, that actually was 1,462, which again have to convert to British pounds, 1,285. So I need to pop that in here, 1,285. Which gives me an overall ACOS of 29.26%. So considering I was actually testing some of the US ads out a little bit more aggressively, that's why my US ACOS is much higher than I kind of would want it to be. It is still profitable in terms of what my break-even ACOS is, especially with my US books, because they're some of the books that I make a little bit more money from in terms of royalties. But still not too happy with the ACOS. I kind of want to lower that if I can. But it's kind of my ad strategy at the moment to be doing that. Go quite aggressive on some of my US books, and I can kind of tone them down and optimize them a little bit further as we go into Q4. So in terms of my overall results, I made £5,315 of royalties from 1,905 units, an average royalties per unit of £2.79. My UK ad spend was 1,286 with a £452 US ad spend, which gave me an overall profit of 3,577 and an overall ad ACOS of 29.26%. So that's a bit more of an in-depth view of my actual royalties. Again, I think it's really important for someone like me who's giving tips on KDP on YouTube and Twitter to kind of show you my results, because if I was looking to learn from somebody on the internet and they're not showing any sort of results, they don't really have any sort of credibility. So it's really important for me to kind of own up and show you the results that I'm getting, so you know exactly who it is that you're learning from and who you're actually getting your tips from. And hopefully these royalties are some of the sort of targets that you'd hope to make at some point in the future, or ideally are making at the moment. And as you can see going forward, I'm going to do this every single month to kind of see how my performance changes over time. And that's eventually going to plot this graph where it basically shows royalties against the UK at the moment it's UK ad sales, that's meant to be ACOS, and you kind of track it over time. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops throughout time. But that's a very short and quick video about my September earnings. If you do have any questions about any of these earnings, or actually want access to this spreadsheet, I can make it public, make it available. So please do just let me know. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.